Most people think winning is about power, about domination, about crushing the opponent in open battle. But the truth is far colder. Real winning, true winning, is about control. It's about winning before the fight even begins. It's about mastering the art of victory without ever having to lift a finger. Only fools rush into battle. The wise observe. They plan. They calculate. They win silently. There's a difference between defeating your opponent and destroying them. Defeat is temporary. Destruction is permanent. And those who understand the art of winning without fighting, they don't just defeat others. They make sure those others never rise again. Most people fight because they're emotional. They fight because they feel insulted, disrespected, or challenged. But emotions cloud judgment. Anger blinds you. Pride exposes you. The one who loses control loses the game. And the one who stays calm wins. Winning without fighting is the highest form of dominance. It's not about physical strength. It's about psychological warfare. It's about patience, manipulation, observation, timing. It's about letting others destroy themselves while you stand still. When you fight, you waste energy. You expose weaknesses. You show the world your hand. But when you win without fighting, nobody ever sees how you did it. They just see the result. They're defeated, and you're untouched. That is true power. Invisible power. Silent power. To master this art, you must first understand people, because every fight begins in the mind long before it happens in reality. Every argument, every rivalry, every battle, it all starts with thought. If you can control thoughts, you can control actions. And if you can control actions, you can control outcomes. Most people are easy to read. They talk too much. They reveal too much. They react emotionally to everything. They show you exactly where to strike. They are puppets tied to their emotions. And all you need to do is pull the right string. The art of winning without fighting means learning how to use silence as a weapon. To say nothing, but see everything. To move only when necessary. To let your presence alone create pressure. That's how you dominate without chaos. You see, the strongest man in the room isn't the one making the most noise. It's the one who could destroy everyone but chooses not to. The one who doesn't need validation. The one who understands that every unnecessary battle is a distraction from the real war. Because the truth is, not every battle deserves your energy. Some fights are traps designed to drain you. Some battles are meant to expose you. And the wise know sometimes the best way to win is to walk away. People mistake silence for weakness. They mistake calmness for indifference. They mistake control for fear. Let them, because while they're busy underestimating you, you're studying them, calculating their every move, learning their patterns, their flaws, their weaknesses. By the time they realize what's happening, it's already over. The art of winning without fighting is about patience. The kind of patience that most people can't handle, because it's easier to react than to wait. It's easier to shout than to think. It's easier to fight than to plan. But every time you react emotionally, you lose a piece of your control. You lose leverage. You lose power. And in the world of strategy, control is everything. To win without fighting, you must become a ghost. Present, but unseen. Influential, but silent. You must know when to push, and when to disappear. When to act, and when to wait. Timing is your deadliest weapon. When you strike, it should look effortless. When you win, it should feel inevitable. That's how you make others believe that you are always destined to win. There's a kind of beauty in quiet domination. The kind that doesn't require shouting, arguing, or proving yourself. Because the strongest ones don't prove, they demonstrate. They let their results speak. And by the time anyone notices, it's already too late to stop them. You want to win without fighting? Then stop announcing your every move. Stop explaining your goals. Stop seeking validation. Power is built in silence. Progress is made in the shadows. You only reveal it once. It's too late for anyone to challenge it. Think of chess. The amateur moves impulsively, chasing pieces. The master moves with precision, forcing the opponent into traps they don't even see. Every piece sacrificed has a purpose. Every loss is part of a greater design. That's the art of winning without fighting. You don't fight battles you can avoid. You design situations where your opponent has no choice but to submit. You manipulate the field until the only logical outcome is your victory. And you don't do it out of hatred. You do it because wasting time on unnecessary wars keeps you from mastering yourself. Because the greatest war is not with others, it's with yourself. Can you control your emotions? Can you stay calm under attack? Can you let someone insult you without reacting? Can you watch someone misunderstand you and still not explain yourself? That's power. That's discipline. Weak people fight every battle because they crave validation. Strong people fight only when they must. And the strongest? They win without even stepping into the arena. Most people still believe winning means being seen. But if they can see you, they can study you. If they can study you, they can prepare for you. The true master is invisible. His actions are so subtle that by the time his presence is felt, his enemies are already on their knees. Winning without fighting means you've transcended the need to prove anything. You don't need to dominate someone else to feel powerful. You already know who you are. You already know what you're capable of. That's why you don't rush. You don't chase. You don't argue. You simply wait. Because patience is a weapon that breaks even the strongest opponent. Most people can't handle silence. They can't handle not knowing what you're thinking. They panic. They overreact. And that's when you win. A single move at the right time is worth more than 100 moves made in chaos. So while others fight meaningless wars fueled by emotion, pride, or ego, you stay still. You let them exhaust themselves. You let them make mistakes. And when the dust settles, you're still standing, untouched, unbothered, victorious. That's what real control looks like. That's what it means to win without fighting. You don't need to prove who's stronger. You simply make it impossible for them to win. Sometimes silence speaks louder than aggression. Sometimes stillness is deadlier than motion. Sometimes walking away is the most devastating strike you can deliver. Because walking away doesn't mean you're scared. It means you've already won. You've denied the other person what they wanted most. Your energy, your reaction, your time. Let them talk. Let them rage. Let them believe they've won. You know the truth. Their noise is weakness. Your silence is strength. Winning without fighting is not about avoiding conflict, it's about mastering it. It's about understanding that true control means never being forced to act. You act when you decide, not when you're provoked. And that's what separates the ordinary from the elite. Ordinary people are ruled by emotion. The elite are ruled by discipline. Ordinary people want attention. The elite want results. Ordinary people fight for recognition. The elite move in silence. There's no glory in unnecessary war. There's only wasted energy. If you must fight, make sure it's for something that matters. Make sure it's a battle that changes your life, not one that feeds your ego. You see, the one who learns the art of winning without fighting becomes untouchable. Nobody can manipulate them because they can't be provoked. Nobody can control them because they don't react. Nobody can defeat them because they refuse to play the same game. And that's the ultimate victory. Not beating someone else, but mastering yourself so completely that no one can pull you down to their level. So learn to observe, learn to wait, learn to move when it matters. Learn to strike only once, but with precision so sharp that it ends everything. You don't need to roar to show your strength. You don't need to fight to prove your dominance. The lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. He simply watches, waits, and acts only when it's worth it. That's how you win without fighting. The loud will burn out. The impulsive will destroy themselves. The emotional will be exposed. And the calm, the patient, the silent, the strategic will inherit the throne. You must become that calm. You must become that silence. You must become that storm that never has to shout to prove its power. When you learn to stop reacting, you start controlling. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. When you stop fighting, you start winning. That's the paradox of true power. You never need to show it. You just need to have it. So stop wasting your time trying to prove yourself to the world. Stop fighting battles that don't matter. Stop letting emotions dictate your every move. The more you control yourself, the less anyone else can control you. That's the essence of the art of winning without fighting. You don't win because you destroy others. You win because you never let them touch you. You don't conquer through violence. You conquer through presence, through composure, through strategy, through control. Winning without fighting is not weakness. It's the ultimate form of strength, the kind that doesn't depend on chaos, luck, or noise. It's the kind of strength that builds empires silently, the kind that changes the course of lives without ever being seen. So let the world chase attention. Let the loud fight for validation. You stay calm. You stay focused. You stay untouchable. Because the moment you master yourself, you've already won.